what happens is I go over to my friend's house, and he's a little skittish on the phone, but he's always been a little temperamental, a little skittish. And I walk in the door, and the door's shut behind me, and I see a big man with no eyes looking with a switchblade to my friend's throat. And as this is going on, I take out my switch. My mom gave it to me when I was when I was like a little kid. I always have it on me because she said we live in a bad part of town, so you can protect yourself. And so yeah, no, I threw it at the man, and then I got him in the arm, but then he just pulled it out and came at us as we were running up the stairs. As we were running up the stairs, we duck into his father and mother's room. And then I'm like, why didn't we go into your room? Oh, my dad has a gun. And then I'm just like, okay, let's use that. And we pushed the door shut right before the man shoves his hand through the door and tried grabbing one of us. We pushed the cupboard in front of the door, and the door is jammed right now, so we don't have to deal with him. But time's running out because this man's busting down the wall with his whole force. This man's just throwing himself into this wall, just covering us in like cement, plaster, paint, and everything. It's just destroying this wall. As my friend's typing in the passcode to the safe, I'm like, how did you know that? Oh, I fell asleep watching my dad unlock it. And oh, cool. So he grabs the gun, and then he just takes the gun to the window and just smashes it. I jump out first, and we land onto this little landing. Which little landing was the roof of the kitchen. The kitchen was like a little pushed out from the rest of the house. And there was a little sunroof so you could see out. And then my friend jumps on top of me, and I can't move because I broke both my legs. And I'm just sitting here, and this man sees us, and then he just dives out at us. He misses us, and then he goes through the glass, and then he hits the floor, and then he just starts jumping up and trying to grab me, and I'm just stabbing him and holding him back as my friend is just booking it down the street, running to go get help, gonna go get my parents. The one day I bring my phone, the one day I leave my phone at home, and my friend Zach, he had his phone in his room, which was charging, so we didn't have anything. We didn't have any phones, so he ran back to my house, which was like a couple houses down the street, and he just runs over there, and he just gets them in like an hour, like 30 minutes to an hour later. The cops come. I finally see the red flashing lights, and then the cops just bust down the door and just take down this man, and he's like resisting, and it's very hard. It took like 30 men to take him down.
I'm chilling. Quite an imagination.
I'm chilling in my hospital bed with a comfy blanket. The cop just came in and said, "Oh yeah, he was on drugs," and then I'm just like, "No, he wasn't. He was not on drugs." But that's how he normally looked. So yeah, no. And I had to write this as my witness testimony to the crime. So yeah, I write